Previously on Harmony and Chaos. Shadow and Starlight had returned from the past with the troubling news of their defeat at the hands of Aeon and past Sunset Shimmer, and Aeon's ultimate ascension to the god of power. With Sonic's urging, Shadow would reunite with Twilight and come to terms with his humiliating defeat. Twilight also reassured Shadow that her and the baby were fine following a blood pressure scare, and would give Shadow some startling news about Cream's unexpected disappearance. Meanwhile, in Canterlot, Princess Celestia pondered whether or not Pinkie Pie would be stripped of the element of laughter following a violent outburst with Manic's new girlfriend, Pacific Glow. Elsewhere in the cosmos, in the realm of the gods, Cream's mysterious disappearance was answered, as head angel Queen Earthia summoned Cream to the otherworld. Cream's mission was to intercept Aeon in his mission of revenge, to eliminate Eclipse the Darkling, and retrieve Aeon's magical amulet so the Triad of Power could not be used. Will Cream succeed in her mission and take Aeon's divinity away from him? And what will the fate of Pinkie Pie be? Will she remain the element of laughter? Find out today in this gripping episode of Harmony and Chaos. Episode 95, The End of Aeon. A new threat arrives. Planet 3756R.
Don't you dare hurt him!
You hurt Aeon, Cream. So long as you don't intervene, your friend will be fine.
Okay.
Cream stands down and allows Aeon to proceed with his plan. A wise choice, novice angel. Now then, where was I? It's quite bold of you to seek me out after all these years. She may be a novice angel, but you should heed her warning. Make no mistake, Eclipse, I'm going to thoroughly enjoy eradicating you from existence. 40 years I've had to live with the pain and guilt over what you did to my tribe. And now, after years, I will finally have my revenge. Go on then, Aeon. Prove to me why I should take you seriously. Show me this divine power you've obtained. God of power. Gladly. After this fight concludes, Aeon, you'll come to the horrific realization that nothing has changed over the years. And this time, that amulet of yours will be mine. Kill him!
I can't do this alone, even though I am strong. Need something more than me, someone to push me to victory. Let's see what we can do, together me and you. Can't be afraid to try, kiss your fears goodbye. No looking back, you and I were on the attack. Full speed ahead, running to the sunset. Such a different feeling, both of us believe we can make it better. Together we can show the world what we can do. You are next to me and I'm next to you. Push me on through until the battle's won. No one's gonna get something to us. Into each other we put our trust. Standing united after the fight. All alone we will never be. The two of us are holding the key. We see today a world we couldn't see. Before I say goodbye to you, one more last fist bump.
Typical, sending the goons to die first. The only one dying here is you! Attack! Eclipse's henchmen begin their assault on Aeon. Aeon begins defending himself by dodging a barrage of attacks from 8 of Eclipse's henchmen. Aeon powers up a bit. His power knocks the henchmen back and eventually sends them flying. Aeon charges at a group of stunned henchmen. He swiftly decapitates one with a solid kick to the side of the head. Next, Aeon teleports to another and puts his fist through his chest. I'll show you, you rat! Aeon teleports behind him and blasts him into pieces with a blast of energy.
This is terrible. I can't watch. I'm not cut out for this.
Aeon continues his rampage. Maybe he really is a god. I can't even tell because I can't sense his power at all. In mere moments, Aeon has obliterated all 20 of Eclipse's henchmen. Aeon lands on the ground and glares daggers through Eclipse. Whatever this power you've obtained, Aeon, I can't wait until it's mine! You won't even come close to experiencing what this power feels like, unless you're counting dying by it. It's hard to believe there was a time when I had trouble merely escaping from your death squad. Congratulations, Aeon, for finally impressing me. It's clear to me now that this time you spent being a coward wasn't in vain. But don't think for a second that I haven't grown stronger. Though it may be a challenge this time, it's clear that the end result will be the same as it was all those years ago. And I can assure you that I won't even need to transform to obliterate you. In fact, I would say you may last a few seconds longer than your army did. New girlfriend. Eclipse holds out his finger and shoots an energy beam straight through past Sunset Shimmer's head. Sunset Shimmer falls to the ground dead as Cheese is released from Sunset's magic. Aeon rushes over to Sunset. Sunset! Don't worry, I'll heal you, my dear. Eclipse teleports in front of Aeon and punches him square on the jaw, sending Aeon hurling through the mountains.
You're a That was horrible what you did to her.
Save your pity, Angel. She's but 1 in 100 billion who's died at my hand. I took her life in an instant and without hesitation. Eclipse fires an energy blast that completely obliterates Sunset's lifeless body to the point where there's nothing left. Much but this one won't be coming back either. Kaboom! A large explosion erupts from the mountains as Aeon emerges. I'm going to rip you apart! Aeon rushes in and punches Eclipse. As a splat of blood flies from Eclipse's mouth, the attack sent Eclipse crashing into the mountain. Aeon unleashes a hellacious barrage towards Eclipse. The barrage decimates the mountains. After the dust settles a bit, Aeon flies over to Cream and grabs hold of her arm and lifts her off the ground. All right, Angel, start talking. What happened to my Sunset?
I think you already know the answer to that question, Mr. Aeon, sir.
You vaporized her body, didn't you?
I'm truly sorry for your loss. But this could have been avoided if you weren't so obsessed with revenge on Eclipse.
flies by and grabs Aeon's amulet off his neck. No! Why, you little bastard! How dare you! Aeon releases Cream from his grip and quickly flies up to cut Cheese off. Overpowered, filled with rage, he quickly flies in the direction of Aeon. Eclipse noticing Cheese, holding Aeon's amulet, stops short of Aeon. Cheese is now caught in between both of them. You may also be God. Never has one of your attacks inflicted that much pain upon me. However, God of Power, you have a major problem here, don't you? The little Chow has your power source. Eclipse points his finger at Cheese.
Wait, no, Cheese!
Cream quickly flies in and grabs Cheese as Eclipse fires a death beam from his finger.
That was a close call, Cheese. Do you still have the amulet? You!
Did you really think you'd outrun me, Angel? Ha!
Ow.
Aeon appears behind Cream and kicks her in the side of the head. Cheese drops the amulet from the impact as both Cream and Cheese are sent hurling towards the ground. Cream, however, is able to stabilize herself as she slows her descent and lands on the ground with Cheese safely. It's about time I let you in on a little secret, Cream. Aeon takes his amulet and crushes it to dust.
No!
Oh, but I do. You see, my secret is, the Triad of Power is officially part of my being, thus making me an official god. I no longer needed that amulet, and I couldn't allow Eclipse to get his hands on it to rival my powers.
No, that can't be true.
You failed, Novice Angel. I guess you won't be around to see me prove my divinity. Instead, you'll have to answer to Queen Erthaya. I guess you should have let me have my vengeance as I requested. Well. Cream and Cheese vanish into thin air. And as for you, Eclipse, you've destroyed my life, taking everything away that I've ever loved. I've spent the better part of the last 2 decades searching for the power I now possess to destroy you! Aeon powers up into his final form and fires a massive energy ball towards the ground. Aeon, you fool! You won't survive this explosion either! I know. Fortunately, I won't be on this planet when it explodes. Meanwhile, the other world, the realm of the gods.
Oh no, we're back in the realm of the gods. She may be in some serious trouble.
Indeed you are, Cream. Words are not enough to convey my level of disappointment in you, Cream. Your only mission was to retrieve Aeon's amulet, not allowing it to be shattered into pieces.
But Your Majesty, I have possession of the amulet. I need to use your powers to bring us back.
You were trained how to return to this realm on your own! There is no excuse for your negligence in this instant, Cream. There is no doubt your failure has led to a time rift being opened in Equestria. In addition to the time rift, planet 3756R was destroyed by Aeon, and it's unclear as to whether or not he was destroyed. Regardless, the entire mission you were sent on was a failure, and there will be consequences, I'm afraid. Clearly, you are not capable of serving this universe as an angel.
But if that's the case, I'll be erased from existence.
I will do my best, Cream, to ensure that fate doesn't befall you. You are a kind-hearted being, full of both kindness and compassion. reasons for which you were chosen for your angelic role. I shall meet with the upper-level gods to discuss the severity of the fallout from this incident. Ultimately, your fate will be decided as well. As for right now is concerned, you will be sent back to Equestria to be with your friends, and to tell them what has happened here. When your fate has been decided, I will summon you back to our dimension. Try to enjoy the time you have with them.
I understand, Your Majesty, and I'm truly sorry that I let you down.
It's not me you let down, Cream. It's the universe.
Queen Earthia holds out her hand as Cream disappears and is sent back to Equestria. Meanwhile, Ponyville. Fluttershy and Vector are still on their date, sharing dinner outside.
Thank you for the wonderful day, Vector, and for treating me out to dinner.
Ah, don't mention it, Fluttershy. I should be thanking you for taking me out sightseeing today.
I've honestly had fun today.
And my mission was a success. You having fun was my only goal today.
That's sweet. Vector, I need to be honest with you. I'm not looking for a relationship at the moment, so if you've been spending this time with me for that reason, then...
No, of course not. I mean, I like you, and I think you're incredibly sweet and beautiful, but I understand. I've never had much luck in the relationship department.
Seriously not you, Vector. You're a wonderful guy, and I sincerely enjoy spending time with you. It's just, I'm not over Tails or the broken heart that he left me with. I want to tell you what happened, but I'm afraid you'd misunderstand and hate me.
I promise you could tell me anything, and I wouldn't judge you. Obviously, whatever happened between you guys involves Cosmo, and it still hurts you.
Cosmo coming back to life a few weeks ago did play a role in my breakup with Tails, but I'm pretty sure it was something else that led Tails to leave me. I'm really embarrassed by it because I truly wasn't myself. None of us were.
What do you mean by none of us?
Me and the girls and Sonic, the holders of the elements of harmony. All of our elements were corrupted by evil magic, as dirty as evil. I'm so ashamed of what I did to poor Tails. I nearly killed him. I had no control over myself or the evil thoughts that were going through my mind. It breaks my heart knowing I hurt him.
It's okay, Fluttershy, but you said you were under evil magic?
Yes.
You mean magic actually really exists?
In this world, it really does exist, and it's incredibly powerful. Pegasi like myself aren't capable of magic, so there's no hope for a pony like me to fight off an evil spell, or magic when we're under the influence of it. I nearly beat Tails to death, and said some awful things to him that I had no control over. Once Sonic fell the Dark Souls magic, we all fell. Me and the girls.
That's terrible. Happened between you and Tails is...
Not really my fault. Yeah, I know. I've been told this a lot, and I've told myself the same. I guess it's my way of making peace with what happened. Part of me agrees with Pinkie Pie about giving up our elements. Like her. I don't want to go through this again.
I don't know much about these elements of harmony, so are you and your friends the protectors of this world?
Yes, we are. The elements of harmony are 6 magical artifacts that represent friendship. I'm the element of kindness. When the 6 elements of harmony are brought together, they create a powerful weapon powered by friendship. However, they can be corrupted by evil magic. And when that happens, corrupts the holders as well. Twilight could probably explain all of this better.
Believe it or not, this is not the first time I've heard about the elements of harmony. SPO told us a story about them. We always thought it was a myth. That was until we met all of you and realized that everything SPO knew was true. We found some of the ruins of what was left of the Equestrian Empire.
Wow. I bet that was interesting. Did you guys find anything?
Not really anything out of the ordinary. It was just shocking to find out there was an ancient civilization that just disappeared from our world, and even more so when we arrived here and put two and two together.
Changing the subject. Have you guys figured out what you're doing? I mean, you can't live out of a hotel forever.
Well, the original plan was for us to drive our spaceship here. Damage done to the wheels, we won't be able to do that.
Oh, I was wondering if my friend Discord will be willing to help you with that. He'd be able to use his magic to teleport your ship here, and he'd be able to fix it like he did with the X-Tornado.
That would be great. Yeah, Tails said the same thing, but he wasn't sure if Discord would do any favors for him.
Well, Discord and Tails have never been fond of one another. Especially more so now after Tails left me. But Discord is family to me. So I'm sure I can talk him into helping you out. I'll ask him when we're at the Grand Galloping Gala in a couple of weeks. In the meantime, would you and your team be interested in staying here temporarily? I have one extra bedroom in the basement you guys could use, of course.
Wow, thanks, Fluttershy. I appreciate all the help, but me and the boys don't want to impose on you.
Oh, no. It's not imposing on me at all. I mean, you've helped me out with the animal sanctuary, and having all three of you there would help out even more. It would be temporary, of course, until Discord gets your ship back here.
Well, the truth of the matter is, me and the boys are starting to run short on gold. It's safe to get our business up and running here in Ponyville. And then there's the Manic situation of having him living on our ship. If we take it back, he'll have to find a new place to live.
If you don't want to, I understand.
No, it's not like that at all. This is something I'll have to discuss with SBO and Charmy, but I do really appreciate you offering your home for the time being. Honestly, me and the boys haven't really formulated a plan as to what we plan on doing here. The shipwreck and us reuniting with all our friends kinda put everything on hold for the time being. I don't know, Fluttershy, can you handle living with 3 crazy guys from Mobius? Even if it is temporary?
You boys would be helping me with chores and animal sanctuary stuff, so yes. Yes, I believe I can. And besides, I had Discord as a house guest for a while too, so I think I'll be alright.
Alright, I'll talk to SBO and Charmy and see what they think. But again, thank you for offering your home to us. And thanks for a great day, Fluttershy. I had a lot of fun today.
Me too, Vector.
Mr. Grumpy Quill!
Ugh, do you have any idea how long I've been waiting for you?
I'm sorry, Shads, but I have to get this cupcake order done. So, what's up?
I've come here to deliver a message to you.
Really? Space Shop is busy of communicators. You don't have to come all the way here to tell me a message, silly.
Well, good. I'm glad to see you have your high-spirited, silly humor again. The message I have for you is private, and Twilight didn't want it to be broadcast over the communicators. And as far as Spike goes, he's busy with Sweetie Belle this afternoon. Not to worry, though. I've had plenty of time this past half hour to dwell on my own failures.
Here. Have a muffin?
Oh, for the love of Celestia, no!
Wow. You really don't like muffins, huh?
Let's just say I've had a bad experience with them.
So, I'll assume your message has to do with Princess Celestia deciding my fate as the element of laughter.
Yeah, how did you know?
My pinky senses were tingling. Have you heard anything? Should I be nervous?
I wasn't given any details, as was Twilight. Spike received a scroll message from Princess Celestia earlier, and the only details that were given was that your presence was mandatory at Twilight's castle tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.
Okie dokie dokie! Tell Twilight I'll be there. So what happened to Mr. Grumpy Clothes today, if you don't mind me asking?
Shadow gets up from his stool. I delivered my message, Pinky. I'm not to say anything else. I'm sorry, I just have a lot on my mind today. We're in serious danger here and no one seems to give a damn. The bakery goes quiet. Amy storms out of the kitchen.
Shadow! We have customers! Go throw your temper tantrum somewhere else!
Calm down, Amy. I was just on my way out. I'll see you tomorrow morning, Pinky. Shadow leaves. Twilight's Castle, after 8 p.m.
We're back at Twilight's Castle, Cheese. Cute. I guess we better find Princess Twilight and Mr. Shadow and tell them what happened. Ooh, they're not gonna be happy.
Amy picks herself up off the floor and begins walking down the main corridor towards Twilight's living quarters. Cream, you're back! Spike rushes Cream and embraces her. I missed you.
Hello, Spike. I'm sorry if my disappearance startled everyone.
It did. I know you said this would happen, but seriously, they're not ever going to give you a warning before they just poof you off to whoever it is they send you.
In all fairness, Spike, my life here is meaningless compared to what my duties demand of me. Remember, I wouldn't be here if I wasn't an angel. But I'm about to tell you guys where I was and what happened. I need to speak to both Princess Twilight and Mr. Shadow. Are they still awake?
Yeah, Twilight is in her library prepping for a meeting with Princess Celestia in the morning, and Shadow is with Tails up on the main terrace.
Okay. Would you please tell Twilight to meet us out on the main terrace? It's an urgent matter, Spike.
Yeah, I'll go get her. It's nice to see you're okay, Cream.
Thank you, Spike.
Ike walks away from Cream to go get Twilight.
Cute.
Meanwhile, out on the main terrace. Have you and Cosmo figured out what the hell is going on with the communicators?
I don't know how, but there's some sort of distortion or radio wave interference. We haven't had this problem before here in Equestria.
How is that even possible?
I have a theory, but you're not going to like it. The interference could only be coming from a frequency that's in outer space. And we know the ponies have a communication satellite out there because they have radio and broadcast television.
Yes, another secret the ponies of this world don't know about. So there's something in outer space jamming our signals, or at least interfering with them, is what you're saying?
Precisely, and the more concerning thing is, it would have to be orbiting the planet to have this effect.
Cream enters onto the balcony. Oh, Cream! The back!
Yeah, sorry for scaring everyone, but I was sent on an angelic mission. I'm going to wait for Princess Twilight to come out before I give the details. I was ordered to tell you two about what happened.
Well, I'm glad to see you're back here safely.
Thanks, Mr. Shadow.
So, I'm assuming your mission had to do with Aeon?
Yeah, it did. I failed, Mr. Shadow.
It's okay, Cream. You're not the one who failed. It was I who failed, and you got stuck trying to fix it.
It may not have been a complete failure. Aeon may have destroyed himself while killing Eclipse the Darkling. The part where I failed was retrieving Aeon's amulet. I promise I'll explain everything once Princess Twilight is present.
There. Makes sense why Aeon went after Eclipse first, considering he was the reason Aeon sought the Triad of Power to begin with. It also gave him an opportunity to test out his new powers.
Fight was brutal, Mr. Shadow. Eclipse was a far greater than anyone anticipated.
Twilight and Spike enter out onto the terrace. Welcome home. Indeed. Spike said you went on a mission and you had to talk to us about an urgent matter?
Yes. Please take a seat and I'll tell you everything.
Dream tells her story about what happened on planet 3756R. So, dead?
We don't know for sure, Your Highness. The only fact we do know is that Aeon's divine powers vanished and became insensible once planet 3756R was destroyed. With Aeon destroying his amulet, we're not sure if he was able to open a portal to escape the planet before it blew up.
It doesn't make sense for Aeon to become suicidal just because he lost Sunset again, or to destroy his only safety net during a battle.
His body absorbed the divine power he was given by the Triad of Power, so he no longer needed his amulet. He didn't want to risk Eclipse getting his hand on the amulet either, so he destroyed it.
Looks like our theory about Aeon's body, natural absorbing the divine power, was correct, Twilight. Yeah.
There's another problem as well. Aeon absorbed the powers of Will Atkinson in the timeline 7 years in the past. When Aeon destroyed his amulet, Will's powers were returned to him. For that to happen, a time rift had to be opened here in our timeline of Equestria.
Oh, in other words, there's a time portal here in Equestria that openly links our timeline to the one 7 years in the past?
Precisely, Your Highness. And it's also the reason I may have my angelic powers taken away from me. Which also means I could be erased from existence.
No!
It's all right, Spike. I knew the risk I was taking when I agreed to take on the responsibility. I messed up really bad, and there are consequences, unfortunately.
Aside from all that, this also means that Nightshade and Sonia once again have their Mark of Hurt powers. This is a major problem, considering both of their track records. This could lead to either one of them attempting to absorb the Triad of Power for themselves. I wouldn't worry too much about Sonia. She's under my magic, so she won't be able to escape, and I really do believe she's trying to change. Ha! You think that will stop her? Twilight, she could easily kill you, allowing her to escape. There's also Nightshade, who, despite earning my trust lately, still has a troubled past. I'm going to have to inform Princess Celestia of this situation when she's here tomorrow. This is something that may alter her decision on whether or not she strips Pinkie Pie of the element of laughter. Meanwhile, Hoofsdale Valley. Rainbow Dash's wilderness cottage. Rainbow Dash walks out to Sonic and sits down on the log with him. It's after midnight, Hedgie. Aren't you coming to bed?
I can't, Dash. I can't sleep right now. Something is off up there. I can feel it.
Sonic staring up into outer space. Can you still feel that odd energy you were feeling earlier?
Yeah, and it's a weird energy too. It's like I sensed it before, and yet still sensing it for the first time. I don't want to scare you, but I can faintly sense Celesta's power from it. But there's so many other powers I'm sensing from it too. None of it makes sense. I don't know what's going on up there, but my quills are tingling. And on edge. I don't like it!
Wonder if Twilight and Shadow can sense this strange power too. Are the communicators working yet?
No, not recently. I guess I could give it another shot, though. Shadow, this is Sonic. Do you copy?
Yeah, I couldn't hear you on mine.
It's no good, Dash. The communicators are still down. Whatever I'm sensing up there has to be responsible for the communication interference. I'll have to check in with Tails when I get back to Ponyville tomorrow.
Speaking of which, I have to leave in the morning to get home for my game tomorrow night. So I'm gonna go back to bed, hubby. Are you coming up with me?
Yeah, I suppose getting some sleep would be a good thing. Besides, nothing has really changed with what I'm sensing for a few hours now, so...
Condash decides to call it a night as both head back into the cottage for bed. The next morning. Nightshade's house, Ponyville. Good morning, Hunter.
Good morning to you as well, Master Nightshade. You seem to be in good spirits. I suppose getting your powers back had something to do with that.
So you've noticed. I guess that backstabbing rat Aeon met his demise somehow.
So answer me this. Did you get your powers back in time to sense the disturbance I've been sensing in outer space? Actually, it's inside the planet's orbit in outer space.
Now that you mention it, I did sense something peculiar happening up there, but it won't take from me yet.
It was a strange power, I will agree with that. I'm trying to figure out why it feels familiar to me. I was considering heading over to Twilight's castle today and get Shadow's opinion on the matter. What are your plans for today?
I heard through the grapevine that Princess Celestia was coming to Ponyville today, so I was considering going out to Canterlot to spend some time with Princess Luna.
If you don't mind me asking, how are things going with you two?
Aggressively is the word I'll use, Hunter.
Not the word I was expecting.
She's the princess of the night. Her insane work schedule makes it difficult for us to have a significant amount of quality time together.
But you like her, right?
I do like Princess Luna. However, her work schedule is going to make having a relationship with her impossible.
I see what you mean. You still don't have feelings for Starlight, do you, Senpai?
Listen, Hunter, we may be friends and all, but there are aspects of my life that don't concern you.
I'm sorry, Senpai. You're right. There are areas of your life where I shouldn't pry. Especially the romance aspect, considering I've had no experiences of my own.
I'm not trying to be rude, but you can't control love or who a pony should fall in love with. All I'll say on the matter is that I do have strong feelings for Starlight. Given my interactions with her, there is undoubtedly something there. I especially felt it the last time her and I were alone. How are things going between you and the noble rat?
You mean Shadow? It's definitely as you stated earlier, a progressive process. He's definitely changed for the better since I knew him on Mobius. He's finally living up to his full potential and what he was created for. It's going to take some time for us to heal our wounds with one another, but from what I've seen so far, I'm highly hopeful we'll become friends.
Just thought I'd ask, since you've been over at Twilight's castle so much recently.
Aside from Shadow, I do have other reasons for wanting to spend more time over there. Why are you jealous, Senpai?
No, of course I'm not jealous. It's just I miss having... Oh, never mind, Hedgehog.
If you must know, Nightshade, I enjoy Princess Twilight's company quite significantly, actually.
Oh, really? Please, go on, Hunter.
It's not like that at all, Senpai. However, I'm learning a ton of history about their race. Stuff that Fidget never even knew about. It's fascinating. And of course, there's my friendship with Tails and Cosmo. And then there's Sonia.
The one head I hate the most. I forbid you to see that wretched lying wench.
Look, we may be friends, Nightshade, but there are aspects of my life you don't need to know about.
Oh, well, Sonia is a completely different matter, Hunter. That's borderline betrayal in my eyes. I should warn you that she's not worthy of trust. She's a schemer, and she tried to kill me. Her own brother, Sonic, doesn't even trust her.
I am well aware of Sonia's track record here, and what she's done to you. However, she deserves another chance, and I've never officially met her, and would like to change that.
Well, don't expect me to jump for joy over this. You'll probably wind up with a knife in your back, especially now that she also has her powers back. Just don't come to me to pull it out when she does.
Speaking of that, how do you think Aeon met his demise?
Not sure. Last time I heard anything about that rat was that he killed the noble rat in the past and became the god of power, and his whereabouts were unknown. Maybe Princess Luna will fill me in when I visit her today.
Perhaps me visiting Twilight's castle today has become a bigger priority. I'm sure Shadow and Twilight have heard something.
Wow! You rust buckets actually did something right for once! Shut it, you little shrimp! Yeah, the doctor will be most pleased with what we've just accomplished. He'll be pleased that you fixed the hyperspace modulator, but he's not going to be happy that you tested the Phantom Ruby without his consent. I don't see why he'd be upset with us. We did all the work and research he requested. Yes, all the information he needs are in the notes we took, and the results of the Phantom Ruby measuring up to Sonic's current power is promising. I guess we'll find out when I wake him! Bo-kun leaves to wake Dr. Eggman from his preservation chamber. What if the little twerp is correct, and the doctor does get upset with us? He'll turn us into scrap! I highly doubt it. He put us in charge for a reason, and we did everything he requested us to do, and more. Meanwhile... Bo-kun enters Dr. Eggman's preservation chamber room. He deactivates the chamber. After a few moments, the chamber opens as Dr. Eggman wakes from his slumber. Can you hear me, Dr. Eggman? Ah! Bo-kun, has it been 3 years already? No, Doctor, it's only been about a year. A year? Then why have you awakened me from my slumber? There's been a change in plans thanks to Boku and Deku. They were able to repair the hyperspace modulator to the Egg Destroyer. You'll be happy to know we're currently orbiting the planet of Equestria. I knew those rust brains were good for something. Bo-kun, I will be up to the control deck momentarily. In the meantime, I expect a full status report by the time I get up there. That has also been done, Doctor, as well as a full diagnostic test of the Phantom Ruby. Ah! Those fools tested the Phantom Ruby without my consent! They may have given us away! I tried to explain that to them, Doctor, but... Get out of my sight, Bo-kun! I will address this matter when I get up to the control deck. As you wish, boss. Bo-kun hastily makes his exit. Oh boy, I'm glad I'm not Boku and Deku right now. Meanwhile, Princess Twilight's castle. Princess Celestia is sitting at Twilight's desk. It'll be a few minutes before Pinkie Pie arrives. Shadow and I may have some troubling news that may alter your decision on Pinkie's future of holding the element of laughter.
All right, I'm listening, Twilight.
Our theory about Cream's disappearance was correct. Indeed, she was sent to handle Aeon.
And how do you know this?
Cream is back, and she confirmed it herself.
I see. Well, I'll assume the news isn't good if I'm to reconsider stripping Pinkie Pie of the element of laughter.
Well, after becoming the god of power, Aeon traveled to another planet to exact his revenge upon Eclipse the Darkling. Cream was sent to the planet in an attempt to intercept Aeon and to retrieve his amulet intact. However, Cream failed in her mission, and Aeon was destroyed. The planet itself was destroyed in the battle, and it's unknown whether or not Aeon survived.
Well, Aeon's amulet being destroyed is a victory in itself, in my opinion.
Not in this instance, your majesty. When Aeon absorbed Will Atkinson's Mark of Herc powers, he absorbed those powers 7 years in the past. Once Aeon destroyed his amulets, those powers were returned to their rightful owners, and in order to do that, a time rift here in present-day Equestria had to be opened to the past.
Time travel is forbidden! I should have never allowed it to happen. And did I hear correctly when you said that Aeon destroyed his own amulet?
Yes, your majesty. According to Cream, he no longer needed the amulet. His body naturally absorbed the divine powers. Additionally, Cream stated that Aeon didn't want the amulet to be used against him, so he destroyed it.
Makes perfect sense.
Spike enters with Pinkie Pie. Sorry for disturbing you, Your Majesty, but Pinkie Pie has arrived. Do you need me to sit in for this meeting, Twilight? No, Spike, you're free to go. Pinkie, go ahead and take a seat.
Greetings and salutations, Pinkie Pie.
Yeah. Same to you, Princess Celestia, ma'am.
I want to lighten the tension in the room, so I'm going to make my decision immediately. Given the recent events that have taken place, I find it in Equestria's best interest to allow you to remain as the element of laughter.
Woo! I did it! Woo!
However, I will be forcing you to take mental health counseling with Twilight once a week for at least the next month. I understand what you went through when you were corrupted by Darkswirl, but your rage-filled attack on Ponyville was completely appalling and of your own free will. I cannot allow a pony like that to harness an element of harmony. It holds many dangers, as you know. Given your history, you deserve a second chance and a chance to heal yourself from the traumas caused by Darkswirl's magic.
Pinkie, I want you to know that none of us are judging you, and you should be proud knowing that the pony you've proven yourself to be over the years has allowed you to remain a part of this team. It was my urging to Ponyville to drop the charges on you, and Manic helped as well. The point is, Pinkie, you need to come to terms with what you did while under Darkswirl's magic, and how those actions have affected your life since then.
Hurt. I'm hurt that Manic couldn't forgive me, and seeing him with Ponyville, I lost it!
And have you lost it since then, Pinkie?
I mean, I've been sad, yeah, sure, but I'm not feeling any additional rage towards her.
That's good to hear. What about overall rage in general? I guess what I'm asking is, since you've been freed from Darkswirl's control, have there been any instances of displaced anger, rage, frustration, any lingering negative emotions from Darkswirl's magic?
No. What I did to Ponyville was natural anger of my own.
Very well, Pinkie. I've decided I will not force you to take counseling. However, I strongly urge you to seek help from Twilight if you need to talk about what happened.
Is that Celestia?
You have a baby to focus on right now, Twilight. You don't need any extra stress, and Pinkie seems to already be healing on her own. Thank you for meeting us with this, Pinkie. You are free to go.
Are you sure about this, Princess Celestia?
Pinkie's answer seemed genuine, and I got the answer I was looking for when I asked about any residual effects of Darkswirl's magic. Approaching and helping her as a friend and allowing her to come to you willingly will be a more effective approach to helping her get past this than if I forced it onto her. In the meantime, keep me informed of anything else that may develop with the God of Power and the Time Rift situation. Hopefully the next time I will see you is in 2 weeks for the Grand Galloping Gala.
Princess Celestia says her goodbyes and makes her exit from Twilight's castle. Meanwhile, the Egg Destroyer. Dr. Eggman enters into the control deck. Dr. Eggman, welcome back! It's good to be back! Bo-kun told me that the two of you were very busy while I was in my preservation chamber. Why, yes, Doctor. We managed to fix the hyperspace modulator and have been in Equestria's orbit for almost a week now. We gathered a lot of information on the planet Equestria, its infrastructure, history, the inhabitants, and we've been able to gather information on Sonic and Shadow, and it would appear that they've achieved new levels of power that we didn't count on. Yes, everything you need to know is in that file, Doctor. And what of the Phantom Ruby? Did you get data on that, you buckets of bolts? Do you realize the dangers of that ruby? You could have destroyed us all! But, Doctor, we collected significant data on its powers compared to Sonic, and it measured up quite well despite Sonic's significant power increase. And what of Shadow?
Shadow's power poses a serious threat to our plans. However, there's no reason for concern, considering you will soon have control over him.
Infinite, what are you doing outside of your preservation chamber?
The use of the Phantom Ruby was my idea, Doctor. I needed to know ahead of time if its powers could measure up to Sonic's when combined with my powers.
Well, the last time I checked, I'm still the boss around here, and testing that ruby was never part of the plan.
Yet another of your many shortcomings, Doctor. You never test anything. Instead, you haphazardly attack Sonic and his friends with your robotic toys, only to have them broken time and time again. I am not one of your toys, Eggman, and you will never control me as if I were one!
Why, you ungrateful jackal! Have you forgotten who saved your life?
Of course not. However, I refuse to be treated like a pawn in your evil schemes. I promised you Sonic's head on a platter, and you'll get it as promised. But we will do things my way, because all your plans when dealing with him have failed.
Why you?
Easy, Doctor. With one snap of my fingers, I could end you. I'm in charge now. Until I have fulfilled my end of the deal, we do things my way. Are we clear, Dr. Robotnik?
Fine. For now, I'll let you have your way, Infinite. As long as I still have a say in our plans. As for now, we must land the Egg Destroyer on the planet, because I have no doubt that your use of the Phantom Ruby was felt by Shadow and Knuckles. It'll only be a matter of time before Shadow comes to destroy us.
I agree. And this gives us an opportunity to learn more about the planet and to gain more up-close information on Sonic. I am not convinced we've seen the pinnacle of his power, considering how much he's increased over a year.
Shall we begin the landing sequence, Doctor? Yes! It's most secluded. I don't want them to know we're here yet. I still have an army to rebuild, and I intend on upgrading Metal to assist you, Infinite.
I don't need one of your past failures to help me, Doctor, but I'll allow you to have your fun.
Buckle up, everyone. We're beginning the landing sequence now. Everyone buckles up. The ship enters Equestria's atmosphere and lands in northern Equestria, where it's not as populated. Safely on Equestria, Doctor. Excellent. Have you located any of the Chaos Emeralds yet? We have, and unfortunately all 7 of the Chaos Emeralds are together and are under the protection of the Master Emerald. According to the computer, they are at a place in Ponyville called Sweet Apple Acres. That isn't good! As long as the Chaos Emeralds are under the Master Emerald's protection, we won't be able to take any of the Emeralds.
You may not be able to do so, but perhaps the powers of the Phantom Ruby might allow me to do so.
It's settled then. Infinite and I will go to this Sweet Apple Acres overnight to see if the powers of the Phantom Ruby can withstand the powers of the protective force field that's protecting the Chaos Emeralds.
Until then, Doctor, I suggest we look over the information that Boku and Deku have collected on this planet over the past year. I'm feeling quite a bit of large powers on this planet. Most of them pose an immediate threat to your whole operation.
Which is exactly why the powers of the Chaos Emeralds are essential. Now that Infinite and I are on the planet, I want you two to take the Egg Destroyer back to outer space and set up our base inside of Equestria's orbit. We cannot run the risk of being found. But Doctor, how will you create your army without your lab? We'll leave one of our space fighters down here on the surface, so Infinite and I can travel back to the Egg Destroyer. I will make it a priority to find a suitable base down here. Very well, Doctor. Is left. Egg Destroyer takes off back for outer space. Nightshade's house in Ponyville. Hunter appears to be distressed as he senses Infinite. What's the problem, Hunter? Something has you riled up.
It's that power I sensed last night. It's much weaker now, but it's here. On the planet.
You're trembling in fear, my friend. Clearly this power frightens you. Why?
I can't figure it out, Senpai. I felt this power before, but I can't remember. Because it's so brief, but I I can't help but tremble at the feel of it.
It's settled. I will fly off this power source and meet its acquaintance. If it's stricken you with fear like this, clearly it's done something traumatic to you.
I'll come with you.
Are you sure?
I need to know why this power frightens me so much. I remember feeling it very briefly the day I was nearly killed. Impaled from behind by an energy beam. There's no doubt there's a correlation here, and I'll have you with me for protection. He may be the one who tried to kill me, or perhaps he knows who did. All I know is I have to stop running from my fears, and start facing them. Let's go.
Very well. Hop on my back, Hunter.
Hip!
Hunter hops back. They go outside the house and fly off towards Infinite and Dr. Eggman. Meanwhile, Fluttershy's cottage. Fluttershy is bringing tea as she's entertaining Chaotix. Thanks again for the wonderful hospitality, Miss Fluttershy. Vector told us about your offer last night.
Before you guys say anything, I want you to know that you won't be at any inconvenience if you were to take me up on my offer. I have a bed in the spare bedroom, the couch down here, and there's a small couch down in the basement. The only thing is that Tails has some tools and a project he was working on down there. Oh, the basement then!
Of course you would, Charmy. He's kind of similar to Tails in that regard. He's our techie, that's for sure. Well, we haven't agreed that we are even taking Fluttershy up on her offer to temporarily live here yet. We certainly won't be freeloading off her either. We wouldn't be freeloading, SBO. Fluttershy needs help with the animal sanctuary out back. There's plenty of errands and chores to do around here that we can help out with. We're running out of gold, and we need it to eventually start up our own business. How long are you thinking, Vector?
You guys are free to take as long as you need, and the help is appreciated.
See, guys, I told you she was cool about this. That's fine and all, but we need to figure out the situation with our ship. If Fluttershy's friend can fix it with his magic, then we can move the ship here to Ponyville. Exactly! It's just until we get our ship back up and running.
So, is this official then?
As long as it's temporary, I'm fine with it.
I'm a simple bee, and I go with the flow, so yeah, I'm cool with it!
I guess it's settled then. Thank you for taking us in, Fluttershy. Yes, thanks. It's very kind of you, and I promise we won't interfere in your daily routine too much.
It's fine, really. I could use the distraction, honestly.
Twilight's Castle. Knuckles arrives.
Hey, I'm sorry to disturb your lunch, but there's something I need to discuss with you guys.
If you came by to tell me that you sensed some strange energy yesterday, I already know about it. Tails and I believe it's what caused the communication interference.
No. It's about the Chaos Emeralds. They aren't replenishing the energy as quickly as they normally do, which then prompted me to check the Master Emerald, and I discovered several cracks.
What?
It's alright, Twilight. The Master Emerald has completely shattered to pieces before in the past, and it's always restored itself after time. This is normal for the Master Emerald because it must release the same negative energy it stores inside itself.
And how long will it take the Master Emerald to repair itself?
As long as we don't use it or the Chaos Emeralds. Possibly 3-4 months.
3 to 4 months? We can't go that long with all the potential threats we currently face. Relax, Twilight. This is a standard occurrence. Don't tell me to relax. We need those emeralds in Equestria's defense in the event that Aeon is still alive.
I understand that, Your Highness. And if we need to use the Chaos Emeralds to defend Equestria, then it will be done. However, if we use them before the Master Emerald fully restores itself, then the next time we use them will be the last. They will undoubtedly scatter themselves across the planet in order to recharge themselves, and the Master Emerald will shatter completely. It'll take a full year for all the emeralds to replenish their energy if that happens.
But that puts the emeralds at risk of being found by Celestia knows who. We succeeded in finding the Chaos Emeralds the first time they scattered themselves across Equestria. We'll succeed in finding them again if it comes down to it.
Hopefully we won't need to use the Chaos Emeralds anytime soon, and they'll regain their powers at the Master Emerald Temple. This is exactly why I urge so hard to not use the Chaos Emeralds here in Equestria. I was trying to avoid a situation like this.
I could have told you that was an impossible hope. Like it or not, Knuckles, those emeralds are a valuable weapon in our arsenal for defending Equestria.
It's just that you and Sonic have become so powerful since we arrived here. I was hoping our days of using the Chaos Emeralds were over.
That may not be the case for Shadow, I'm afraid. What the hell do you mean by that, Twilight? Well, yes, your powers have grown substantially since arriving in Equestria. Those are just your natural powers. The Alicorn and Chaos Magic that were given to you was temporary. You're not an Alicorn, Shadow, so your body isn't capable of producing magic of its own. Once you've used all the magic that was given to you, that's it. The power, the transformation you currently possess, will be gone. Ugh, what? Why the hell didn't you tell me that? I never thought to do so. I figured you already knew. How much time do I have, Twilight? I'm not really sure, Shadow. I won't know until you attempt to transform again. But what I do know is that the magic I'm sensing coming from your body right now is alarmingly lower than it was before you left with Starlight for the past. And what about Sonic? What do you want to know? We started this conversation with the insinuation that Sonic is only going to grow stronger, whereas I am losing the Alicorn abilities that were given to me. Shadow, Sonic is capable of producing Alicorn magic. It's in his family lineage. I'm not sure exactly as to how powerful Sonic will become. He's not only becoming physically more powerful, but his magical powers are growing at a rate that I've never felt. Can Sonic reach the level I was at when I defeated Dark Swirl? I can't answer that, Shadow. We weren't sure as to how your body was going to react to our magic, let alone if your body could even absorb it. Keep in mind, Discord's chaos magic was also used. There's no telling if Sonic will undergo a transformation like you did. Ridiculous! Ultimate life form! I can't even call myself that anymore! Stop it, Shadow! I will not allow you to diminish what you've done! And what exactly did I achieve, Twilight? Borrowing some magic from Discord and a couple of royal ponies? You saved Equestria from Dark Swirl when you were our only hope at doing so. You are amazing, Shadow, and a hero. Please don't dismiss that.
She's right, Shadow. Without you, we'd be dead and Dark Swirl would have been ruling over the cosmos. Anyway, I'm sorry for disturbing you guys and not having better news to tell you, but you deserve to know what was going on with the emeralds.
Hey, Knuckles.
Yes, Shadow?
Thanks for keeping us in the loop, and for the encouraging words. I just enjoyed being the hero for once, after I've done so much wrong.
You're more hero than you realize, my friend. Never thought I'd ever say that to you. But it's the truth. Later, you two.
Knuckles leaves the castle. Meanwhile, unknown location, somewhere in Equestria. So this is Equestria, huh? What a dump! This planet will benefit greatly after I turn it into the Eggman Empire. I think it's best if we split up, Infinite. We can cover more ground in finding me a suitable base to set up shop here on the planet.
I highly doubt that either of us will find what you're looking for, Doctor. This planet is basic and simple, as are the ponies that have called this planet home for so long. You would have known that, Eggman, had you read the notes that were given to you. You don't even realize the immense powers that reside on this planet, or all of the mysterious wonders it holds. You see, while you were napping, I was waking up periodically to check in with Boku and Deku. I wanted to be well informed of what we're up against. Even with the Phantom Ruby, we may fail.
I don't want to hear you talking like that.
The reality of it, Doctor, is there are powers here that could easily obliterate Sonic, In fact, they make Darkup look like child's play in comparison. As a matter of fact, one of the most powerful beings that reside here is moving in on our location, and his power is something that I've never sensed. I'm honestly trembling.
Dr. Eggman starts typing away at a computer on his console. The computer gives an analysis of the approaching power. Gah! That's impossible! Well, Infinite, you have the I'll meet you back at the ship! Eggman's cruiser as he blasts off towards outer space, where the Egg Destroyer is located.
Coward.
The Phantom Ruby begins to glow as Infinite uses his power to turn invisible. Infinite watches on as Nightshade lands with Hunter still riding on his back. Hunter hops off of Nightshade.
I'm still sensing that power, Senpai. What about you?
Oh, it's still here, all right. They probably sensed us coming and are hiding. Funny, though, just before we arrived, I sensed an imbalance in Alicorn magic, and it seemed to emanate from right here. Infinite recognizes Hunter.
How is he still alive?
I can't sense the Alicorn magic, but I can still sense that power I felt the day I was nearly killed. It's almost like he's watching us. At least, that's how it feels to me.
I'll handle this, Hunter. Get clear of this area. Ugh. Nightshade flies up into the air with his horn glowing. Hunter follows suit and quickly flies off and hovers in the air, a safe distance from Nightshade. All right, whoever you are down there, I'm giving you until the count of 3 to show yourself. 1, 2, 3. Out of nowhere, Nightshade is smashed by 2 red cubed walls.
Hi! No!
Nightshade slowly falls to the ground unconscious. Hunter quickly rushes to the aid of Nightshade.
Nightshade. Senpai, please, wake up!
Did you feel that, Twilight? It was Nightshade, and he was taken down in one blow. It had to have been Aeon. No, that wasn't Aeon, Shadow. It was that bizarre power we've been sensing, and I did sense an unknown surge of Alicorn magic. Go and check it out, Shadow. Right. Shadow quickly rushes outside and flies off in the direction of where he sensed Nightshade's power. Meanwhile, Hunter continues to stand over Nightshade.
There you are. Ah!
Hunter releases an energy blast at an invisible Infinite. Hunter begins to stand. He's immediately punched in the abdomen and coughs up blood. As Hunter falls to the ground, Infinite shows himself.
You! It was you who tried to kill me on Mobius.
Indeed, Hunter. I promise I will settle this debt with you, but today isn't that day.
Infinite uses the Phantom Ruby to teleport back to Eggman's ship.